Hi kids! How are you? I hope you're doing great and welcome back to our online class. This is Teacher Yhan and I'll be your science teacher. For today, we're gonna continue discussing about the scientific process. Again, the scientific process is grouped into three parts. The first one is the scientific method. The second one is the science process skills, and the third one is the scientific mind. So last week we are finished with the scientific method, and for this video we're going to talk about the science process skills. So are you ready? Great! But before that, we're going to have vocabularies for you to better understand our topic. So the first word is skills. Skill is the power or the ability to perform a task, especially because of a training or a practice. The next word is observe. Observe. Observe is to watch carefully. Observe is to watch carefully. And the third one is the diagrams. Diagrams are drawings that show arrangement and relations. So these are examples of diagrams. Now, I have here some questions for you. Are you good at observing things around you? Or how do you prepare for the weather? Or how will you know if the weather is fine? And can you tell if it's going to rain so that you can bring an umbrella? Well, you will be able to answer these questions by observing the condition of the atmosphere and by predicting what will happen next. Okay, so we will be talking about this more as we discuss about the scientific process skills. What are scientific process skills? So scientific process skills are tools used by scientists to search knowledge, to answer questions, and solve problems. These skills are needed by scientists to do their works. There are 14 scientific process skills, and these 14 scientific process skills are sorted into two groups. Okay, the first group is called the 8 basic science process skills, which includes first, observing, second, the classifying, the third one is measuring, the fourth one is organizing data and communicating, the fifth one is inferring, the sixth one is predicting, the seventh one is using numbers, and using space or time relationship. Now, the second group is called the 6 integrated science process skills, which includes identifying and controlling variables, interpreting data and making conclusions, experimenting, defining operationally, formulating hypotheses, and modeling. So we are going to discuss some of these skills as we move on. Okay, let's start with observing. Observing is a science process skill used in gathering information about objects and events. So your observations are based from what you see, based from what you taste, based from what you smell, based from what you touch, and based from what you hear. Next one, we have measuring. In measuring objects, we use tools and instruments to find out how long, how heavy, or how much something is. So these are some measuring tools that we use to measure something, just like the weighing scale. Okay, so the weighing scale is used to measure our weight. Next, we have the measuring tape. Next, we have the ruler, and we also have the measuring cup. The next one is organizing data and communicating. So what is all about this? This refers to the systematic arrangement of collected data so that it becomes easy to understand. Now, when we gather data from experiment, we need to put it into simple ways for other people to understand it better. Let's make use of this chart. So, there are three types of consumers in the food chain. So what are those three types? First, we have the herbivores. Second, the carnivores. The third one is the omnivores. Now, what are animals that are considered herbivores, that eats only plant? These are horses, these are cows, and elephants. While omnivores are chickens, dogs, and cats. And there are many more examples. And the carnivores are the falcon. They only eat meat. Even the lion and even the tiger. If you make use of this chart as your example, other people will understand better your collected data. Next, we have modeling. Modeling is to create models as a way to explain the things that we study. We can share the data using diagrams, using charts, using tables, graphs, equations, or essays. These are examples of models. A model of an aquatic ecosystem, a model of a butterfly's life cycle, a model of a frog's skeleton, a model of a volcanic eruption, a model of the traveling of sound through a medium, and a model of a plant's growth. Okay, so these are some examples of models. Now we have using space or time relationship. This is to find the relationship between one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and three-dimensional objects. What are examples of one-dimensional objects? We have line because it has only one dimension. Examples of two-dimension or two-dimensional objects are triangles, the square, the rectangle, and circle because they have width and length. Examples of 3D objects are the cone, the cube, the cylinder, and sphere because they have three dimensions like width, length, and height. Now, let's move on to predicting. Predicting is a making of what will happen in the future. Okay, just like for example, when you look at the dark clouds, you may think that maybe it will rain. So, that is your prediction. You are predicting what will happen in the future based on what you see. For your practice, let's have this example. Jack uses a magnifying glass to study the leaves. Now, what scientific skill is used by Jack? Can you guess? Jack is blank the leaves. It's observing. Great job. So Jack is observing the leaves. So the next example is Rose uses a height ruler to find her height. Again, Rose uses a height ruler to find her height. Now, what scientific skill is used by Rose? Rose is blank her height. Can you guess? Rose is measuring her height. Very good. Rose is measuring her height. Now, that is the end of this video. For your activity, you can open your science book to page 8 and answer the questions there. So, that is the end of our discussion. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day and I hope to see you very soon. Bye!